8 slots, but there are actually more than 8 units. So there will come a time where, when you get more advanced at it, where you're going to have to start to choose what you go into battle with. There are a number of different barricade types. There's actually a Greek fire barricade, if you remember from our E3 demo. But Greek fire was a real weapon back in that the Byzantines invented. It's a kind of a mysterious mixture of flammable materials that stuck to things and really burned hot for a long time. So we've kind of appropriated that in our game, and the assassins use it to wreak havoc.
Now, when you're actually selecting weapons, you do have that same radial weapon wheel,
Right.
so there is that sort of universal interface
Yep.
from the rest of the game?
Yep. Yeah, it's very obviously important in games to come up with a kind of language that players get to know. We've all had that experience of playing one game, like Dark Souls, and then coming and playing Assassin's Creed and going, why don't the buttons work?
I don't understand.
But yeah, within a game, it's very important to retain the same language, and so we try to do that as often as possible. I mean, that's just key game. That's a key feature of game design, so that players never have to say like, "What this button now is my movement, and this one? Oh, that would be some sort of anti-game, avant-garde game."
So this is obviously just one of the dens, and they each, you mentioned earlier, have different sort of street layouts out front?
Yeah. So there's 7 dens throughout the city. There's one in Galata and 6 in the mainland. And each one, because it's in a different part of town, the rich district, the Imperial district, or the middle class district, which is Bayezid, and the poor district, which is the Constantine district. Each one will have a different layout. Some of them have a crook in the road. And, some troop layouts which work on a straight street might not work for the other streets. And all den defenses end with, you see we're on wave 19 out of 19. All den defenses end with a machine of war being wheeled in, and you have to kill that machine in order to win the day, right? This is an extremely good setup here, so we're going to win almost immediately. Boom, dead. But there are a couple different machines of war too, not just a battering ram, but I think some people will be kind of terrified when they see what the Templars wheel in to battle you. But that's that. So I can't remember if you win anything. Yep. New unit, Air Assassins.
All right.
So next time if we play another den defense, what you're going to have is the option to put assassins who crouch on the rooftops and will leap down and take out heavy units, because the Templars will start also sending heavier guys, like big brutes with heavy armor, and so it can get pretty brutal. Our mission design director Falco is, by his 3rd den defense, he actually lost pretty badly, so he had to rethink his strategy.
It's the fastest way to the peninsula.
So now Ezio has successfully defended a den. Now we're going to go check out a den attack, and that's going to be on the mainland. Yusuf we parted ways with Yusuf just a little while ago, but we're going to go meet up with him, see how he did, because he was going to defend another den. And that's going to feel a little more familiar to players of Brotherhood, but with there are some key differences. One of the things is we wanted to make when you attack in a den, we made the area bigger, so you really have to search. Oh, there's some Janissaries right there, but that's one thing I should point out is the notoriety system in our game changed quite drastically. It used to be in the other games that the notoriety was a measure of how aware the Templars were of your presence, of Ezio's presence.
Okay.
So you would have to bribe heralds, tear down posters, and kill witnesses, I think. We have taken the posters out of this game because we are no longer measuring Templar awareness of your activities, but of assassin activities in general. And when the notoriety system at the top there, when it gets full red, that's when they will start attacking your dens. This also means that the guards don't get more hostile as this thing fills up. Because we have 2 separate guard factions. We have Ottomans, who are the stewards of the city, kind of. They are the Sultan's guards, so they're just like the police, right? They're always neutral towards you unless you're doing something violent or you're on a rooftop. The Byzantines, however, will always attack you because they are the assassins' sworn enemies now. So it's rather than having one set of guards slowly get more aggressive, we have two that are always aggressive and neutral. And that creates a completely different dynamic. It also means that the two sides hate each other.
Okay.
So if you don't want to get directly in combat with people, you can actually lure Ottoman guards into a group of Byzantines, and they'll fight each other, and then you can get out of there.
Nice.
It's actually quite a sneaky way of letting other people do your dirty work. So that is, but when that, now you see he has a little, Ezio's now, or the assassins are now a little bit, the Templars are aware of them. You have to see a little bit of red up there in the notoriety meter. When that awareness meter gets all the way to the top, you may see on the map any dens that you own might have suddenly get a little flame icon on it. It means that the Templars are now contesting that one. You can go defend it like we just saw, or you can let it, you can say, okay, I'm going to lose it, and then it reverts back to Templar control, and you have to go on an attack mission again. So, which is what we're doing now. We're also introducing a little bit of bombs here. We had smoke bombs in the previous game. This is what this scene's about. But in our game, we have more than 100 kinds of bombs you can make, 100 combinations, and there's a couple major effects that these bombs can. What we call them, the effect. There's the shell,
right,
the gunpowder, and the effect.
Okay.
And that one was a distraction bomb. It was a cherry bomb. You make it with sulfur and gunpowder, and it just creates a really loud noise. And all guards in the area will be attracted to it. There's another type of distraction bomb called a smoke signal bomb, which causes a small little smoke thing that looks kind of like something's on fire. And what that does is it creates a visual distraction, which is slightly different. If there are guards in an area, but you only want to draw one away from them, you throw that bomb, and only the guards seeing it will go towards it. So it's slightly different, and players will probably find different ways to use different ones, depending on the situation. That's just another kind of one of the systemic things we like playing with. It's like, have ingredients that change the rules slightly, because players are inherently creative, and they'll say like, I have an idea. I'm going to use this type of bomb in this situation. We're actually eager to see like YouTube fill up with like funny uses of bombs. If players start challenging each other to like come up with a creative chain of bombs, like because there's some weird ones. There's some really weird ones.
There they go.
The other thing I should say about a den attack is we've made the area larger that the Templars control.
Okay.
So it takes a little bit longer to find the Templar captains. We've also made the identify gameplay with Eagle Sense. We've made that a little more active, where you actually have to scan people rather than in previous games you would just turn on Eagle Vision. Mm-hmm. You'd scan around, and if you were looking in the general direction, it would say target identified. Well, now you actually have to find a guy, stay on him for a few seconds, and you'll say either this guy is my target, or no, I've process of elimination, he's not a threat. So this is the tutorial kind of for that. So it's a little bit more challenging to roam around a Templar-controlled area searching for the Templar in charge. We've also put these sort of, what do you call them? They're like bay windows, what do we call them? But there'll be Templar gunners hidden in them. Oh, okay. So it's actually a lot more difficult to just walk right into a Templar den, because you'll walk around a corner and you'll get sniped from somewhere. And let me see if I can see one. I don't know if there are any in this den. Yeah, so you have to be very careful, and you want to sneak up on those guys and like maybe throw a bomb through the window so it takes them out so they're not shooting at you anymore. But so I think in this game, assassin dens are a little bit. The Templars are guarding them a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
And you really want to be strategic about it. I remember there's one later in the game where it's got this nice central tiny courtyard that's fairly hidden, and I managed to sneak into it in the middle and then eliminate Templars going from the inside
and
out.
Just fanning out.
Yeah, I was like, and finally found. So there we see we were using this little reticule to identify and eliminate who isn't our target and find our correct target. And in some cases it'll be hard. You'll see 10 guys in the area with who are gold, and you have to sort of get close enough to eliminate the possibilities. Oh, somebody's after.
Chances are looking good though.
Whoa!
And
well done.
Took out both those guys for good measure.
And see, some guards are actually cowards. Like that guy just saw how awesome your kill was and ran.
Makes sense. I would run away from Etio as well. All right.